Hi everybody. We have seen how we can create our own methods till now in this class, and we can also create multiple methods in one class. Now in today's video we'll see the concept of class variable, right? So let's get started with this video right away. For example, first of all, I'll give you example. Let's say I have a circle class, and it has two methods, which gives me one method gives me the area, and the second method gives me the circumference of the circle. So if I have to create that class, how would I do that? I would simply define my class first. So my class, let's say my class name is circle, and in define init self. So circumference and area, what they both take? They take the value of pi, they take the value of r, right? Pi r square and 2 pi r. So I'll have to give two attributes here, the first one by the name of pi and the second one with the name of r. Then instance variables will be self dot pi only, I'll give it pi, and then self dot radius I can say, and I'll give it the value of r. Now if I have to define my two methods, what I can do is my area method name, let's say area, it takes the self value always. Then it returns me pi r square, right? So pi is nothing but self dot pi star. Now my r is, that is self dot radius, and radius square, so I'll just double star then 2. So this will give me the area. Then I can define another method that gives me circumference. So circum self, and it returns me self 2 pi r, right? So 2 star pi, that is self dot pi star self dot radius. This is how you define, right? So now if I have to create object, so let's say my circle underscore 1, I'll just simply write c1, and my, so it takes two attributes, right? First one is pi, let's say I give it 3.14, and the radius, let's say I give it 2, and my second object, that is c2 circle, again I'll have to give the value of pi here 3.14, and the radius will be let's say 3 in this case. Now if I want to calculate the circumference in the area, okay, I forgot to, I think, yes, I forgot to execute the above cell. I made the class but didn't execute that. No, if anything, object takes no parameter. Let me see what is the circle. Okay, yes, here double underscore. Right. So now if I want to see the area of my c1 object, so I'll simply do like that, and it will give me the area. So, and if I want to, let's say now I want to check the circumference of my object c2, so c2 dot circum, and it will give me the circumference, right? So it works fine, it works perfectly fine. But now let's say I have n number of circles, million number of circles, right? So for each time I'll have to give the value of 3.14 here, right? 3.14 value, I'll have to manually type it inside each object millions of times. So first of all, it takes much amount of time. Second of all, this 3.14 every time will be stored in a single in different memory location, so it takes up the more memory. So here what we can do is we can create a class variable. Now what a class variable is, class variable, I have written down the statement here. Class variable is that variable inside class which have a common value for all the objects representing the particular class. Means we don't need to write this value of pi again and again if we describe this pi as a class variable. So how we describe this pi as a class variable is, I'll create another class. I'm not doing changes in this code. I'll just describe the another class, that is circle2, in which I'll describe my class variable. So for describing the class variable, you simply just before defining the init method, you simply input the value here. Let's say I want to give the value of pi equals to 3.14, sorry, where it goes, pi equals to 3.14. Now what you need to do is, now this is a class variable. class variable, or we also say class variable or class attribute, right? So here we need not define here the value of pi. We only just give to we only need to give only one input in our object. So you can remove this because there is no attribute named pi. Now here, when pi becomes your class attribute, right? So instead of now self dot pi, you simply write your class name dot pi. My class name here is circle underscore 2, right? And here also you write, instead of self dot pi, your class dot pi. So my class name is circle underscore 2. C is capital, right? Just remember this. Now I have defined this. Now let's say I have a circle C3, object C3. This is in class circle 2. Okay, now I'll have to give only just one input inside this, that is my r, radius r. So I'll simply give this 2. Okay, now if I want to check area of C3, I'll simply do like that. It gives me value of 12.56. It means the circle with the radius 2 will have the area of 12.56. So if I check it with this one, it also gave me the same result. But here, because the C1 my object was of class circle, I'll have to give the value of pi again and again every time I create an object. But here, because my C3 is the object of class circle underscore 2, here I have described this pi as a class variable, so I have just given the value of its radius and not pi. So this is how a class variable makes your life easy. It means that this class variable, again, this inside this class, have a common value for all the objects. So even if I create now C4, even if I go for C4 and this time circle underscore 2 and this time radius is 3 and I want to check its circumference, so it gives me value of 18.84, which is the correct, that is the radius 3 will be have the circumference of 18.84, which was same the case of here, because C2 is also the radius 3. So this is how a class variable works. Great. Now let us take one more example. Let's say we have a different wells with different attributes. Let's say we want to create a method which calculates pressure at given well depth. Okay, but we have used only one mud in each of the well. Okay, great. So mud is constant, means we'll have to create a class variable for that mud weight, and mud is same, so we not need separately require attribute inside this underscore init method, and we can also make we can definitely make it a class variable, right? So let us do it. So first of all, you define your class. So let's say my class is well, and then because my mud weight is constant, I'll create here mud weight. I'll simply write mw here. Mw is, let's say my mud weight is 12 ppg. Okay, ppg, this is in ppg. Now you describe your init method, init, and this one you write self, then you write all the attributes your class well takes. So let's say again it is, like, say completion type, right? Then it takes your zones and it takes your depth. Great. Now instance variables will be, now I need not define my instance variables for this mud weight because this is a class variable now. So I'll simply write self dot completion type, right? For type of completion I can do it type of completion, it gives me comp underscore type, then self dot zones, I'll simply write the same name here, and then I'll simply write the same name again, that is self dot depth, gives me depth. Great. Now I'll have to calculate pressure, right? So what I'll do is I'll create a method of pressure calculation. So press.clc, that is pressure calculator, it takes the self, and then what I can do is, what it returns me, it will return me 0.052 into row mud. Now mud weight is mw, but this is because this is a class variable, I'll have to write it class name dot my class variable name, that is mud weight, then multiplied by 0.052 row into h. H means my depth, so my depth is nothing but self dot depth. Great. So this is how we have defined this my class. Now if I create an object here, well underscore 1, well underscore one dot well underscore one, sorry, yes, well. So my well1 is my object, so it takes completion type, let's say open hole, it says completion type. Zones, let's say it has one zone because it's open hole, and a depth 2500 feet, 2500 feet, right? Now if I want to calculate my well underscore one, let's say first check of its depth if it's working fine, because self dot depth gives me depth, right? So self dot depth means self is object, that is well underscore one dot depth, it gives me fine, right? Now if I want to calculate pressure, you simply write press C, that is our method name, and if C it gives the pressure or not. So this is giving me pressure of 1560 psi, because that is 0.052 into mud weight, that is a fixed, that is 12, into that is 2500 my self dot depth. Great, it will work fine for well 2 if we create another object as well. So this is how a class variable works. One more thing we can do is, one new thing which I need to tell you is that, let's say I have I want to see what my well1 contains. You can simply write your object name well underscore one dot, then you write underscore underscore dict underscore underscore. See, let's see what is it gives me. So it gives me a dictionary of all the values it gives. So it gives me that, okay, depth variable, depth, now depth, this one depth is 2500, and then my type of completion variable for this completion type, sorry, it is giving me this very instance variable names. So my instance variable depth is 2500, my instance variable type of comp, this one, it gives me open hole, and the instance variable zones, it gives me zones 1. If I change this to number of zones, let's say number of zones, and if I do that now, you see the zones has been changed to number of zones, right? So this is, it is giving me those instance variables. So this is how you can look for your all the instance variables, values of all the instance variables in a dictionary format. And this is all about class variables, guys, and thank you for joining this lecture. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.